The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Y'all be people watching Gangland, they be talking about Terrortown and stuff like that, and don't even know the true facts. So I'm gonna give you the history of Terrortown. Before Terrortown became Terrortown, they was Kingston Raiders on 75th. From 75th, from Kingston to 77th to Yates. They was Kingston Raiders all around there. 77 going towards 79th, they never got along. They used to fight even back then. Now, I moved around there in 84. I'm originally from the mall. When I moved around there, it was Rukins, Maniacs, Stones, Vice Lords, and 3MCs. And I mean by Vice, I'm talking about, it was Imperial Saints, Four Corner Hustlers, CVLs, and Travelers. But before there was so many Vice Lords over there, let me backtrack a little bit. After there was Kingston Raiders, there was Blackstones around there. And then their Rukins decided that they didn't want no more Blackstones. So for the ones that wasn't originally Vice Lords around there, they flipped Vice Lords. Some of them flipped Mickey Cobra. So the only Stones was around there was Maniacs. Other than that, it was just Vice Lords and some MCs. I got locked up in 1987. I caught a murder. In 1988, the FBI dismantled the Rukins. Somewhere in the 90s, I wasn't out there, but they was like one of the guys, Black Chotty, got into play. He used to be an MC, but now he was a high-ranking member of the Blackstones. And this how it was given to me. They said that he gave Vice Lords and Mickey Cobras 24 hours to flip. Well, no, I don't know about the Mickey Cobras. I know later on they got into it. But anyway, Vice Lords 24 hours to flip Stone, and someone killed. That led to a war between Vice Lords and Stones. And even with that's not just Vice Lords and Stones, but Mickey Cobras as well. Eventually, I ain't gonna say they pushed the Vice Lords out, because you still have Vice Lords still resign around there, but they're no longer part of that deck, put it that way. That's how I put it, you know what I mean? They don't got no land or nothing like that, but that's all Blackstones around there. Then sometimes in the early 2000s, Black Disciples came around us somewhere. But from my experience, coming as a shorty, Terrortown was predominantly Vice Lords before that war had happened. And we was finball rolling. So the purpose of me putting that picture up was to remind people of the strength that we had when we was finball rolling. So when we was finball rolling, like, we had, I played a pivotal role in us becoming 6775. Like, we used to write it on the walls. Me, Rich Dog, and Baba, and some of everybody else. But I'm the one that got us together, and we had a meeting in the mall. And the reason I did that, because that's when them GDs started moving under the new concept. And all of them was riding together, because they didn't used to ride together. I mean, Foss, Lawn City, Lakeside, Surcon City, Murder Town, all of them was riding together, Pocket Town. But they really didn't used to at first, you know what I'm saying? But we did. So we was basically 67th, 69th, and 75th. And even 79th, as far as my generation, all of us was getting along. You know what I mean? We was on the finball rolling that. And I was even with one of the princes of Titanic, Rashid. That was my man, Raphael. I was messing with some of the Titanics over there on Coles, and in the wheelchair, and some of the Renegade Vice Lords, Bam Bam, and I think Buddy's name was Fruit. I forgot Buddy's name. Anyway, because it was my intention as far as all us just, to spread even further, because you had Patchy Stones on 83rd and things of that nature as far as us doing the finball rolling. Now, when that stuff happened in the 90s, and the Blackstones went to war with the MCs and the Vice Lords, because in my opinion, when I moved around there, Terrortown was from 74th and Yates to Exchange to 79th, and from 75th, no, I'm gonna say 77, because like for real, we the only ones used to rotate with each other. And from 75th down to the school, because you had JD, KD, MC Shine, you have some snakes down there. You know what I mean? And all us rotate together. I mean, all us rotate together. If MC got into it, you got into it with the fin ball. Something happened to a vice lord, you got the fin ball retaliated. Like one of our guys, though, folk on the hustle DT, they called him in O'Keefe, and they beat him with some bats. The fin ball retaliated. They called AJ. That's my man, though. One of the folks. They fuck bad. It was a lot of maniacs, some participated. So the point that I'm getting at, you know what I'm saying? I still move by that. And the guys I come up with, we still on the fin ball rolling act. That's my mentality. You know what I mean? But that's the true history of Terrortown, because they don't make no mention of Vice Lords or Mickey Cobra, or really Maniac P Stones. I'm talking about the original Terrortown is Maniac Stones, Air Rookins, Vice Lords, and Mickey Cobras. That's my tip. Since Traveling Vice Lord called Mac is the one that came up with the name Terrortown for 75th. Called Mac came up with the name, but in my opinion, Richard put Terrortown on the map. Meaning, like, he should write Terrortown, Maniac P Stone, 75th all across the city. Now, locally, other hoods was aware of Terrortown because of the gang banging. But Richard made sure the city knew about it. And back in the days, graffiti used to be everywhere. And if you wanted to know what hood you was in, all you had to do was read the writings on the wall. I also wanted to expound and elaborate more on when I was talking about how the Air Ruger used to violate guys coming around there talking about Blackstone. There was still some cats around there, those Blackstones that came across the chest like Marlon and Lemon. These are few names I can remember that still came across the chest. But for the most part, the only Stones was around, it was Maniac Stones. And they had to fight for that name. A few days ago, me and one of the Maniacs was kicking it, and he hit me to some things that I was unaware of, because I didn't know they had to fight for the name. One of the founders of the Maniac P Stones, Bink. I met Bink and Big Will when I was a shorty. When Tom, known as Bodine now, he brought them around the mall. That's back when Finball was rolling. So I knew who he was, but I didn't know what they had to go through to get the name Maniac, to maintain being Maniac P Stones, you know, in Terrortown. The Maniacs over there on 74th and Yates and Phillips. So what he was telling me, like, they went into gun battle like that. But what I found so impressive is that Bink had to be in his teens back then, because I was 13. So he had to be I don't think he was older than 21, somewhere in his teens. That's before I moved around now. And may rest in peace. Bink died, I believe, in 84. And I feel as though that's definitely important that his name be mentioned, because he played a major role in Terrortown. You know what I mean? The courage he had and the leadership that he had to, because man, so Maniacs was the business back in the 80s, you know. And but I want to talk about, like, expound on files why the Air Rookins was insistent on guys no longer seeing Blackstone. See, when the Blackstones came Air Rookins, they became a religion, and they wanted the government to acknowledge and accept them as a religion, because the government didn't. Now, when the government acknowledged them as a religion, that means they become tax exempt, and they was a religion. They have services. They had a mosque, the fort. They had buildings and businesses, and they had family values, family structures, things of that nature. In my opinion, they was a blueprint for a lot of us to follow, how they move in a organizational structure, you know, like.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?